So I've been sitting here thinking out loud, or, well, thinking to myself, and I figured why not turn on the camera and think out loud. I have shut the door to my room, and my crazy dog is outside the door wishing he were in here with me. So you may hear him whimpering, barking, things like that. That is not the black dog from last year's videos, by the way, Gunner. He passed away earlier this year. And now we have Toby. Toby is a year old. He's part golden, yellow lab and part Anatolian shepherd. And he's mostly, well, he looks kind of like a lab, but he's really mostly a shepherd, and he's crazy. So, if I want to have time to myself, I have to lock myself in my room, which is what I do in order to study the Sankhya Karika. And that is what I am right in the middle of right now. That's why I just have not been putting out all that many videos. It is a theory of everything. It is said to be very, very ancient. It is very fragmented if you look at the literal translation of it. And so to fill in the gaps, what is required is a type of meditation. Siddhi meditation, Siddhi. I'm not sure if that's Siddhi or Siddhi but it is the process of opening one's consciousness, getting the monkey mind out of the way, and allowing the knowledge of the Sankhya Karika to open, to enter the mind. And that's what the author of the book has been doing. On the Internet Archive, archive.org, you type in secret and Sankhya, 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 and this book will come up. The book is fragmented as well. It was put together, it looks like, very quickly. There, some of the figures are put in afterwards and they cover up text. There are sentences missing. The spelling is terrible. It's like a first draft that got published, and it's kind of hard to get through on that account. But also, the material is very abstract. It basically takes some axiomatic, fundamental mathematical principles and derives a theory of everything from these principles. And it does this first by deriving the transcendental number phi, the golden ratio. And it then creates relationships among different types of stress to create a model for a field that contains quite a large amount of energy. Not infinite, but very large. And the fact that it's not infinite is a very helpful thing if we want to try to make sense of quantum field theory and Feynman diagrams without having to renormalize them. So one of the first things that it says is that space, go out into the universe and pick a point between galaxies, even where the galaxies are very far away and you are in a super void, the emptiest place you can imagine. And the main point here is that space is not empty. Space is a thing. It is the substratum, and the substratum is made of stress. But it's all balanced. And because none of that stress is out of balance, it's undetectable. But it's a monumental amount of tension, right? Like a sheet woven from rubber bands, and you pull it tight. And then you come with a little razor blade or scissors or something, and you cut it just slightly. Because of how much tension there is, you get a major reaction to it. It goes, poof. Well, that's kind of what this model is about. And it's the release of that stress that is our universe. The energy of it, the matter of it. And in fact, in this theory, energy and matter have a lot in common, but they aren't quite the same. Well, that energy comes in 3 different forms, 3 gunas, G-U-N-A, a compressive form, which creates things like atomic nuclei, neutrons, protons, quarks, basically, that are confined to a compressed space. And there is the expansive state, which is our familiar electromagnetic field with photons, electrons, and neutrinos. And then there is the resonant state, which links the two. It's a boundary between the compressive and the expansive state. Basically, that manifests in modern physics as the weak nuclear force, which governs the radioactive decay, which will act on a quark to change it from a down quark to an up quark and release an electron and an antineutrino, or just the opposite, electron capture. Now, this theory uses what really is relatively simple mathematics. It's mathematics that I had learned by the time I was 16 years old in my public school. No calculus involved. There's geometry, basic algebra, logarithms, the taking of square roots. Otherwise, it is addition and multiplication, as well as, well, the inverse of multiplication being division. But dividing by 0 does not come up as a problem in this sort of mathematics. And it produces these numbers, most of which are ratios. And they are irrational numbers that are the result of forces in the universe being balanced. And they kind of reveal how the balance occurs. And with these relatively simple formulas, most of them are actually square roots and division problems, you can derive the theory of everything, or so it would seem. Yeah, that's probably enough of an attempt to describe this thing right now. I've got a lot of work to do to understand it more, and this book is the only one I can find that really explains this. I think I've got work to do when it comes to trying to translate this work into modern physics and to see what kinds of things emerge scientifically that have not been discussed before in modern physics. There are some of those things. Some of the coupling constants, some of the other constants of nature which have been constructed from experimental results. Well, in this theory, they're derived, which I find amazing. I've always hoped that something like that would be possible. And yet, as I look at this theory, the meditation, the CD meditation that I've been doing myself to try to fill in the gaps, has revealed some things, some new things, in addition to what's in the book. And I am awaiting the guidance from this meditation to reveal to me how to put this together in a structured form that can be presented. So that is my update. That's what I'm doing right now. That's how I am occupying my time. Well, I mean, what else am I doing? I am trying to keep that dog calmed down. I have to get a lot of exercise myself in order to make that dog tired. And I'm getting in pretty good shape from that. And, well, begrudgingly doing the 3D things that I have to do. Yeah, that too. So, that's where I'm at. I'll try to update a little more frequently. I mean, I'm in the meat of this theory right now, and a lot is getting revealed. So yeah, I can put up some more updates. And my inner child couldn't be happier.